I don't play the game of the take out of context and do what you want. I don't play the game. I have nothing to say.
You can't say what you did say, though.
No, I don't lose my time playing that game.
Is there a problem with players not being grown up, though? Is there a wider issue with players not being grown up? Or
Next question, this side, please.
Jose, with 4 of your next 5 games at home, how important is it that you turn around your home form, and can the supporters do anything to change what's been happening on the pitch at home?
The supporters, they cannot do more than what they're doing. We went through a difficult period of results, and the supporters were fantastic. They support the team, and in some matches they even pushed the team for different levels of where we were at the time, and we cannot ask more from them. It's us to give them, and it's us to make them go to an even better level. It's not for them to do anything more. It's for us.
So do you have to ask for more from your players in these home games then? Because
for us, team, and of course we need points. Of course we need points. Of course we need results. Of course we need performances, because we also like good performances in the top of points and good results. So it's up to us. We were playing well and getting good results until the end of the last period. Of course we lost the last match, but I don't consider at all a bad performance. And of course 2 weeks with a small group of players, 2 weeks waiting for news, good news, bad news from our boys in the national teams. Not time to work together, but we were in a good moment. We were in a good moment, we were playing well, so why not to stay the same, to improve, and to get good results, because of course we need now to get points to jump in the position we are in the championships. And next week with the Champions League, of course we also need points against young boys.
Jose, a lot of your players during the international break either missed games or looked to get injured during games. What is the news about players like Martial, Rashford, all those players?
You know, Martial stayed with us. He didn't go to the national team. The national team was aware of his problems, and with their permission he stayed. He worked really hard on that. I like to call that a pre-injury, because problems in the pubis area and the muscles around it, they are a dangerous situation, and he was in a pre-injury situation. He worked really hard with the staff. He's ready for tomorrow. He's going to play tomorrow. Is he ready to accumulate matches and to play, for example, 3 in a row in the same week? I'm not sure of that. But the most important match is the next, and the next is tomorrow. And Antonio is going to play. Is going to play tomorrow. The same with Fellaini. He also stayed. No national team. They also let him stay in spite of he played 90 minutes against Manchester City. But he stayed, and he really needed to stay and to prepare himself better after such an injury that he had before. So Marwan is also good. And the boys that were in the national teams, Rashford come with a little problem, but he's ready. Lukaku is ready. I would say ready with a little bit of a risk, but ready. And Paul, we knew that with this break he would recover from that small muscular injury. So we don't have players that I can say they are out of the game tomorrow. We have a huge 23 group to choose for tomorrow.
Jose, you said a few weeks ago that you believed that your squad, your team would be around the top 4 by the end of the year. Do you still believe that? Because it's a big gap now.
I know it is a big gap, but I also know that until the end of December, if I'm not wrong, we have 8 Premier League matches to play. And 8 Premier League matches, if I'm not wrong, if it's not 8, it's 7 or something like that, but I think there are 8. And 8 Premier League matches, we are speaking about 24 points. 24 points for us to fight, 24 points for the other ones that are in the top 4 to fight too. But I believe we are going to be there.
Is it correct that Chris Smalling has opened contract talks with the club? That was reported this week.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, should we move on to the second part?
You must be pleased with how Lingard's progressed under you, or are you pleased with him? Because before you came along, he wasn't anywhere near the England team, and now he's a big part of it.
Of course, I'm happy. You know, if I look to where they were, and I look to where they are, of course, I'm happy. Lingard is. I don't think Lingard, Shaw and Rashford. I don't think Gary Southgate and Steve Holland, they will be upset with me if I say they are more than a choice for them. They are almost selected just by the fact they are not injured and they are available. They conquer a position in their group. I believe that if tomorrow we have World Cup or Euro, I believe they are in their group of 24. And in our club, we see the number of matches that they are playing. Luke Shaw missed one match by that little concussion, and will miss tomorrow by 5 yellow cards. He played every minute of every match. Marcos played, I think, every match, starting on over, play every match. And Jesse, he had an injury in the beginning of the season, and a part of that is also regular. So the evolution was good for them. They are better players now, and they play at a higher level. Of course, we are happy.
Jose, you always say you don't want to keep any player, that doesn't want to be at your club.
But that's me.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I hear what you're
That's
saying.
me.
So, Alexis Sanchez, is there any chance at all he could leave in January?
I don't think so, because he never told me that he wants to leave. He never told me that he's not happy to stay. But again, I repeat, that's a personal thing related to my philosophy. You know.
How is he playing for you at the moment? Would you assess Alexis Sanchez?
Like the team,
So up and down, or?
is improving. Like the team is improving, and when he plays, is giving us his personality, is giving his desire to play and to produce for the team, and trying to adapt to the way we play, and vice versa. Can he do better? I think we all can do better. I can do better, he can do better, and all the other players they can also do better.
You went to Belgium last week. Lukaku and Fellaini weren't playing. Was there a specific reason behind going to watch that game?
As I told the Belgian press, I went for the weather. Beautiful fog and something that I don't have here. So I went there to look for a fantastic weather. I went fundamentally to be with Lukaku, to feel him, to see his situation, his injury. Roberto invited me to meet him, which I decided not to, because I don't like people to disturb me before matches. I don't like to disturb people before matches. But I was with Roberto on the phone, trying to feel, trying to understand the problem and the evolution of the problem. And of course, I like to watch football. I was in London, couple of hours train, easy to go.
Jose, I know you can only play 11 players, and you get asked a lot about players who aren't in the team. But Eric Bailly at the moment really seems way out of the picture. Sometimes he seems struggling to make your squad. What's the situation with him at the moment? What's he got to do to get back into your first team?
The situation is that we have 5 central defenders, where was a little bit difficult to try to find the best combination, not just related to their qualities, but also related with the injury situation. It's a bit difficult to really go for a couple of players that they are a little bit more open to injuries, and then they play 1-2 matches, and then you want continuity and you want the 3rd match in a row, and then one of them is injured, and then you have to break and to start everything again. And I think Smalling and Lindelof, they are playing much better than in the beginning of the season. I decided to give Victor the opportunity of his evolution with some mistakes, yes, because he's young, and especially young in the Premier League. But we decided to give him this continuity, which I think is clear that improved him by his physical qualities. He's very fast. He's not very tall. We thought that Chris Smalling would give some balance in relation to the qualities. Chris is very good in the air. He's very tall. He's dominant in the air. Victor, in the building up, is better than Chris. So we found this balance. And again, I repeat, they are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But that couple is performing quite well. Then we have Phil, we have Rojo, and we have Eric. And I try to make them motivated, and to make them motivated is I cannot select the same all the time. If I put Phil Jones on the bench 5 matches in a row and never Rojo and never Eric, so I'm trying, again, depending on the matches, on the situation, I try. Marco's injured a lot of time, so he's a little bit behind, but between Phil and Eric, we are working like this. When we decide to make a rotation, we will make. When we need to make, we will make, and they are there to play. So I can tell you, because he already knows that Eric tomorrow is not playing and is not even on the bench. But don't be surprised that next Tuesday he plays.
Okay, last question.
It's a difficult break again for David De Gea. He's having quite a lot of criticism back in Spain. How do you think he is mentally coping with that, and have you felt that you need to talk to him?
But why criticism in Spain? You know? No. I know.
Why?
Because there is somebody very powerful that is thinking about jumping again, but I think it's very difficult to jump when you have the best goalkeeper in the world in front of you.
Sorry, who is that again? Someone powerful is thinking of jumping?
Yeah.
What, jumping ahead of David into the team?
Yeah.
He played for Chelsea.
And he has influence on the manager?
No, not on the manager. The manager, I know him very well. I'm a very good friend.
Or his influence
not on the manager.
On the media?
Yes.
Did he used to play for Real Madrid?
Oh, yes. Sorry?
Did he used to play for Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Do you like him?
Thank you.
Yeah. I like him. I was champion with him. I like him.
Oh.